to Hilltop Farm on my own. A mother duck has produced 5 little beautiful ducklings. There was 6, but unfortunately that one didn't make it. So I've just moved them from their outside run, which has taken me half an hour. Anyway, they're all doing really well. Little escape artists. And set their bed up now in the brooding shed, so they've got chick run, layer pellets. We had a collapsible washing up bowl so that Mum could have a bit of a dunk and like drop her head in and stuff. But that's how one of the babies didn't make it because they couldn't get out. So I've collapsed it. And now Mum's sat having a bit of a dunk. And as they get bigger, I can just make the bowl bigger. And Mum can have a proper swim. But yeah, they're doing really well. Yay!
Good morning, you lovely YouTubers. Welcome back to Hilltop Farm, Dorset. Sunny Dorset? Nah, I don't think so. Not today. It is a shitty day. It's pissing with rain and the wind is blowing. I think it's about 40-mile-an-hour winds. I'm sat in the Land Rover at the moment, just come up. Oh my God, what a mess. Anyway, yeah, 2 weeks ago we had a heat wave. A heat wave that was ridiculously hot. And now we got this. So it's what, the first weekend in June, and typical British weather. Anyway, during the week, we had our female duck that was sat on 7 eggs. Well, we got some good news. She hatched out 6 ducklings, which was really good. We lost one, unfortunately. So we got 5. Nicky during the week, well, I say during the week, yesterday, which would have been Friday, managed to gather them up and put them inside the brooder shed. Yeah, so we've put the ducklings and the mother in the brooding shed. They're staying there now, and then when they get, I don't know, week later, 2 weeks, we can open up the flap and then they can have the outside run. So we will go into the brooder shed and sort of like have a check on them, have a check on the other bantam chicks, and we have to see what's happening with our frizzle hen birds, because we got 3 frizzle hen birds, broody, been sat on eggs, and I would imagine they must be due anytime soon. So we'll have a look at that, see what's going on in there. We sort of like left them to it because we had the incubators, all our incubators were going, so we left them to it, and then see what happens. Like we left with the duck with our eggs, so it's a bonus. I think we'll be doing a bit more work tomorrow. We want to catch the cool ducks, this year's cool ducks. We want to ring the boys and girls. 6 are already sold, possibly another 2. We'll see what we've got, what we're left with. Yeah, and then we'll take it from there. And maybe what we're left with, we may just keep. Don't know yet. Just see what we've got really. I think we did a video and I'm pretty sure we had 7 hen birds and 6 drakes. So yeah, but there was a bit of confusion there. Of course, we did a video on it, catching them, clipping the wings, and every time you picked up hen bird, they make a lot of noise, they quack. But when we went to review the footage, because there was a dispute on how many hen birds and drakes we had, we had no sound come through the videoing, which one was annoying because I lost a load of videos with no sound, and two, we wanted the sound so we could tell which ones were the females, which ones were the males, and so we got to do that all over again. We were going to ring them, but the rings I've got 16 mil, and they were too big for the cool ducks. The rings, you clipped them on the leg, and then the cool duck folds its foot, and then the ring just slides straight off. So I bought some more rings, which are 12 mil, which should do the trick. So we've got to catch them again anyway, just to ring them so we know what we've got, because the people that'll be having them come up to the farm, and then they can choose which ones they want. So yeah, so what we'll do is we'll go and have a look in the brooder shed, check on the ducklings, make sure obviously all the water and the food's okay, everything's working. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to try not to get wet. Anyway, see you in a bit. Right, just into the brooding shed, and I'm just going down. There's Mummy Duck with her ducklings. And I walked in there and all the ducklings were underneath Mum, so she's doing a good job. Yeah, still 5, all looking healthy. The next one there, we've got 4 bantams. I think they must be about 4 weeks old now. Obviously they got access to outside, but it's raining and I don't suppose they really want to get wet. Oh my god, the quails, now I haven't come up all week because I've been working late, and Nicky's been coming up, and those quails are starting to grow, which is really nice to see. Well, they've quadrupled in size since I last seen them. And then we've got some more bantams in this one. Nicky did say that she's had to put a lid over the top because they're jumping on the hot plate and then jumping out. So I think they're 2 weeks old. And then we got some which are I think there's 4 in there, which probably a week old actually, but you just see it looks like a bum of one. But anyway, what I will want to do, I'm going to go out. I don't know if you see him. There's Jerry, our goose. That's the one we incubated. She's loving it now. Now she's mixing with the ducks and that. I want to check the rat trap. See in the previous video last week I put some bait in there, and let's have a look to see if they've been eating it. So it's been in there nearly a week and they haven't touched it. That has not been touched, so that's not bloody working. So when I say not working, they don't like new obstacles. Let's shut that up. That's it. So they don't like new obstacles, so they've not been in it yet. So I don't know. Give it another week. But I did watch a pest control bloke, and they said, yeah, it takes 2 weeks. God, it's raining. It takes 2 weeks for a rat to sort of like not worry about it, get used to something being there. So hence why I've got 2 live rat traps there, which I haven't even baited yet. So I've just left them, let the rodents get used to them. So here's our cool ducks that are now ready to go. I'd like to know that, because they did say that the drake tail feathers curl up, and that's how you can tell the difference. But still yet to see any bloody drake. They must be 11 weeks old. They said between 8 to 12 weeks, so but I've still not seen any drake tail feathers on them. And there's the geese over in the goose pen. All the goslings all huddled together. There's the parents. So all looking good. And I will say, since I've strimmed all this area, I've yet to see a quail. I'm sure we had 3 quail. I did pick one up which had died. Golden pheasant's still there. I don't know whether the rats would have them. I don't know, because they are only a small bird. I just looked in one of the nest boxes and there's a chicken in there. They're not even supposed to be in this run. Anyway, never mind. Right, I think I'll go and feed the geese. Oh, there's the 2 golden pheasants, they're beautiful there. I'll go and feed the geese, and that's that job done. Hello and welcome back. Today is dry, believe it or not. We had a little bit of rain during the night, and I think the forecast is it's just going to be dry and overcast, a little bit windy, but not too bad. Anyway, so in a minute we're going to be catching up the cool ducks, bringing the drakes and the ducks. At the moment, Nicky's going around collecting eggs, and yeah. So what we're going to do is going to try and catch all these cool ducks. That's going to be entertaining in itself. Still not seeing like the little tail feathers on the drakes appear, but the quacking, obviously the female ducks quack a lot louder than the males, so that's how we're determining the sexes. So we'll do that, and then I've got some other jobs to do. I want to do some rotavating in the vegetable plot. Have a look at an update on that. A lot of weeds, so I'm going to rotovate in between the potatoes. I wanted to spray one section, but it's too windy to do that at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I've got a few other jobs to do. So anyway, first job on the agenda is to catch these cool ducks. Probably wearing a white shirt is probably not the greatest item of clothing to put on for doing this, but hey-oh, that's life. Also, do you notice how well trained my dogs are? 20 cool ducks, no, a dozen cool ducks, sorry, and the goose. And you've got goose just sat right by the fence. How about that? Right, obviously we tried ringing the ducks last week, and the rings were just too big. They were 16 mil, and they were sliding off. So these are the new rings I've got. They're 12 mil, and that was like the next size down. And I'm pretty sure they're not too small, but anyway. So female's going to be white, male's going to be red. We're trying to keep them color coded when we get new birds, and red was for 25 and the white is for 26, so we can see how old the different birds are. But just for the cool ducks, we're going to have different color for the different birds, because they're not like standard coloring that you would see like a mallard would be, with like the green heads and that, so easily identifiable. so we're going to ring them accordingly. And then next year 27 will be yellow, and then 28 will be blue. So anyone that knows me will probably understand why I'm choosing those colours: red and white, yellow and blue. Yeah, right, let's do it. Happy days.
Go on now, tell them why it's happy days.
Well, it's happy days because when last time we caught them, Nicky said there was 6 of each, and I said no, there was 7 females and 5 drakes. So I won that bet.
Should have put some money on it then.
Should have put money on it. I should have done.
Right, 21 minutes that took. Not bad.
How many?
21 minutes.
21 minutes. Right, so I'm going to have a lie down now, cup of coffee. That's good. So 7 females, 5 males. You're just starting to see the plumage now on some of the males, the chestnut brown coming on the chest. The heads are just starting to darken up. Got no, like the curly little feathers on the tail as yet. So, and I think they're about 12 weeks old. Are they 12 weeks old now?
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 weeks old. So I read somewhere that those curly feathers start appearing between 8 and 12 weeks. With this batch, that's clearly wrong. So anyway, what I'll do now is fill up all the splash pools, freshen them up, and no doubt where they've been caught, they just want to just jump in there and just prune themselves and everything. So yeah, good job done. Right, so I've just come into the vegetable plot, and yeah, everything's starting to take off, but we're having a problem with weeds. So what I'm going to do is behind me, you can see my potatoes growing. Got quite a few. There's 15 rows with about 10 potato plants in each row. Bar 1 or 2, all of them have germinated and they're all grown lovely. But in between the rows is a lot of weeds. And so if you well, you just make out the potato plants, but in between the rows there's just a lot of weeds. Now over on this side, the weeds are completely taken over. I think Nicky started planting some onions in there, and yeah, and I think it just didn't take off. So that lot I'm going to spray, but not today because it is very windy. And so along with the potatoes, I'm going to rotivate. Now to do that, I've got a special tool. Right, so I'm going to use my Echo Strimmer, but with this Echo Strimmer, I bought it with different attachments, and so I've taken the strimmer off and added a little rotavator to it. Nice little bit of kit, so you can, perfect for this type of thing, where you can get in between the rows without actually damaging the potato plants. If you use a sort of like, which I have got a normal like rotavator, which is you hold on to it for dear life. But with something like that, is a lot more controllable. So you can see the potatoes, some of them just starting to flower. So we're going to rotivate in between the rows and try and combat a lot of these weeds. I did spray it earlier in the year, but then once we'd planted, weeds started to appear again. So if you looked, carried on down the rest of the vegetable plot, I managed to be able to spray it again before we put any more vegetables in. So yeah, it was a case of really spraying it and then holding as long as possible before planting anything, to then give it another spray. But next year we will do that. But right, let's get to work. So I've just done one row, and what I've also noticed, which is also another benefit, is, as you know with potatoes, you've got to earth them up, which means putting the soil over the base of the potatoes. So when the potatoes get bigger, they don't hit the sunlight, pop out the ground. So you earth them up, cover them with soil. So by doing this, is actually earthing them up at the same time. So win-win bonus. Ah. So only another 20 bloody rows to do. Happy days. There you have it. Right, so that's the potatoes done. Looks a lot better, doesn't it? Quite pleased with that. How it earthed it up as well, but obviously got weeds in between the potato plants, but that's got rid of 70% of them anyway. So yeah, result. Right, that's it for the weekend. Hope you liked the video. I'm going to go home now. Looks like it's going to rain. I'm going to go home, maybe watch a bit of Clarkson's farm, and then I'm going to have something to eat, and then I'm going to come back up and sit in the tractor and do some, see if I can shoot some more rats. My tally so far is 6, so, but there is still more activity. Rat poison ain't been touched. Give it another week, and if that ain't been touched, then I'm going to try a different bait. But yeah, so I'm going to go home, have something to eat, and then right, goose, and then come back up there, do a bit of ratting. Right, so yeah, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, and all that bollocks, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy days.